I mean, Garrison's death has been so tragic and really hard, but I stay pretty busy. I'm a person who stays in action, but I just never know. Like, I just never know when I'm going to start tearing up.
In addition to Robin Brown, her ex-husband and former sister wife, Janelle also left behind memories of her deceased son, Garrison, who took his own life at his Flagstaff home in March 2024. Madison, her 55-year-old husband, Caleb, and their 4 children, Axel, Evie, Joey, and Amelia, all live in the Tar Heel state. Janelle did get a moment to finish her chapter in Flagstaff, despite her busy schedule, which includes operating her new business, Tata Farms, constructing a house on recently purchased acreage, and bonding with her grandchildren. As she moves out of Flagstaff, Janelle is smiling. During the weekend, Janelle Brown shared some photos of herself and a couple of friends moving the rest of her belongings out of storage in Coquino County, Arizona on her Instagram story. Angela and Christina, Janelle's 2 friends, were standing between her and the first photo. Janelle posted the photo to her story subsequent to Christina, with the caption, "It's sad to see you go with your last belongings and flag, but we are very proud and happy for you, Janelle." Janelle and friends appeared in the second photo captioned, "Final haul." Janelle's last items were evacuated out of Flagstaff with the help of her friends. Janelle gets rid of her last storage unit. Janelle posted an actual on her Instagram page on Sunday synchronized to Back Mirror Overdrive's Take Care of Business. Janelle explained what she was unboxing and shared video from her latest haul in Flagstaff. "In Flagstaff, I had a final storage unit. There were several little things from the condo that did not fit into the boxes, or were last-minute evacuees subjected to tears of joy that didn't fit into the U-Haul." Janelle stated, "I was waiting for a window of time and weather to bring this final load." She continued, "This week was the week due to the family wedding that took place last week in Salt Lake City, and the need to go grab some things from Hunter's apartment in Vegas grinning phase." Janelle indicated that she is an active mother. She departed for Amarillo on Sunday evening after offloading all items from her storage unit at Flagstaff. After redivision of Coyote Pass, Mary and Janelle become equal owners, after some major news. Regarding the Browns' purchase of Coyote Pass in Flagstaff, Arizona, Janelle shared in a Sister Wives Season 19 Part 2 peek. Janelle and Mary threatened to lawyer up, and Kody seemed to acquiesce to comply with their wishes. Kody Brown split 2 parcels of land down the middle between Robin, Mary, Janelle, and himself, a recent report in The Sun suggests. The court documents on March 26, 2024, for the 2 properties indicated that Kody Wynn Brown and Robin Alice Brown, husband and wife, as community property with right of survivorship, as to an undivided 50% interest. It further indicated, the following real properties are the subject of an undivided 25% interest by Janelle Brown, an unmarried woman, and Mary Caroline Brown, an unmarried woman. On the third package, Kody and Janelle are listed as grantors. For $10, they conveyed the property to Janelle and Mary. Another part reads Janelle Brown, unmarried woman, as to an undivided 50% interest, and Mary Caroline Brown, unmarried woman, as to an undivided 50% interest. Kody and Robin remain the owners of the fourth and final package. As Christine had sold her stake to Kody and Robin in 2022 for $10, she was excluded from the transfer. Cody's Coyote Pass dream did not materialize. Following Kody's decision to move from Las Vegas to Flagstaff with his 4 wives and 18 children, the Brown family bought Coyote Pass in 2018 for $820,000. As was the case with their Las Vegas setup, Kody's dream was that all his wives build a house on their respective plots of land so that the family would retire as a group. But before he could achieve his dream, the family came undone. And now, he and Robin are the sole spouses in their original plural marriage. Since then, Mary has gone back to her ancestral home in Parowan, Utah. Janelle has relocated to North Carolina, and Christine relocated to Utah to reside with her husband, David Woolley. Fans were attracted by Janelle's natural beauty. Janelle Brown's fans are shocked by her natural beauty. In a recent selfie, the Sister Wives celebrity kept it natural and her young looks cracked people up. Janelle posted a photo of herself in an infrared sauna prior to the weekend, revealing her bare face, with her hair tucked behind her head and a hint of a smile on her lips. Janelle was gorgeous in the rare undone photo at Greenville, North Carolina's Cos Float and Wellness Studio. The 55-year-old reality star enjoyed the light and heat, Sign up to get our Sister Wives newsletter. Get notified in your inbox directly regarding Monsters and Critics' latest work and other things. You agree to our terms and conditions and privacy policy when you submit your details to us. Janelle posted that after a stressful week, a quick sound session made her unwind. I have been under tremendous pressure this week because it has been so hectic, but I discovered that 30 minutes in an infrared sauna is like hitting the reset button. She told me, I know science exists, but to me it is like magic, putting my equilibrium back. The bonus is that I sleep better, she added. I highly recommend you give it a try if you have not already. Janelle's fans compare her to Marilyn and Pamela. The picture was liked by over 27,000 of Janelle's 1.3 million Instagram followers, and she received a lot of flack in the comments section, notably for not being made up in the photo. Indeed, several fans and followers noted that Janelle resembled a lot two famous blonde bombshells, Marilyn Monroe and Pamela Anderson. Call me nuts, but you two resemble each other a lot. And Pamela Anderson has been on Onerel recently. One of Janelle's readers commented, clapping hand, smiling face with hard eyes. Janelle's natural beauty swept over her fans. Image source, Instagram Janelle Brown 7. Another commenter chimed in, first thing I thought too, which meant that they weren't the only one who noticed the resemblance. Other users on Instagram agreed that Janelle was drawing inspiration from Pamela Anderson, who just made the choice to go to red carpet events makeup-free. Janelle also enjoyed Marilyn Monroe when she was a kid. According to another fan, even those who did not see any resemblance to Pamela or Marilyn complimented Janelle's beauty, labeling the photo amazing. Down south, Janelle is living her best life. Now that she and Kody Brown are apart, Janelle has much to do. While waiting for their houses to be constructed, she and daughter Madison Brush have relocated to North Carolina. The family flower farm, Tata Farms, was opened by Janelle, Madison, and Madison's husband, Caleb Brush. Janelle recently gained a biological grandmother status for the 4th time, alongside constructing a new house and running a new business. Madison and Caleb welcomed their 4th child, a daughter by the name Amelia Estelle Brush, early this month. The baby is named after Janelle's deceased son, Garrison Brown. Janelle Brown's days of being tied to the dry deserts of Flagstaff, Arizona, are far behind. She has completely crossed into a new stage of her life, free from reminders of her past with quiet determination and a heart full of bittersweet memories. She no longer awakens in the shadow of hopes shared that faded before they bloomed. Nor does she look out over the same path she once traveled with a complicated family. She is now physically, emotionally, and spiritually beyond Flagstaff. Janelle has severed her final attachments to the mountain society that once sheltered her hopes and her worst sorrows in a bold, soul-motivated act of renewal. She lived through cycles of family expansion, spiritual investigation, and ultimately, heartache here. She saw a bond that no longer served in her growth slowly fade away. She also witnessed the unthinkable passing of her beloved son here, whose spirit still haunts the corners of time and memory. Janelle now resides in an area of rolling hills, sea-bound breezes, and the stubborn welcome of Southern heritage. She spends her days making, loving, and finding meaning, instead of waiting and worrying. The joyful ring of young lives greets her in her North Carolina home. In addition to a devoted boyfriend and 4 rambunctious children, she lives this life with her daughter, who is one of the strengths and comforts. These precious children, who are living reminders of the resilience that runs through all generations, have become the pulse of Janelle's new life. Janelle has also found strength in being an independent entrepreneur through this shift. She is now committed to a new venture, cultivating a sustainability, nutrition, and well-being-based homestead. It is more than a business opportunity, this endeavor being an articulation of her reinvention. It is a celebration of the wisdom that she has gained through her life experience, coupled with a place where she can stitch new hopes. Though still, there remained unsettled issues in Arizona, as much as things changed under her feet. Janelle came back in recent days, not for closure, but to tie up a tale already lived. She filled up the rest of her stuff with her dear friends around her, emptying out a storage area that had become a quiet archive of her past. Photos uploaded to her social media platform displayed happiness, camaraderie, and a quiet realization of success. Every piece of the past was taken up and filled with gentle respect by her friends who stood together alongside her in support. Janelle smiled widely across the photos, no longer weighed down by physical mementos of bygone days. Her joy was derived from the simplicity of choice rather than performance. Freedom she has chosen, peace she has chosen. A friend wrote supportive comments in the caption of one shared image, mourning her leaving but thanking her for her courage. This was not just a box relocation, the ceremonial shedding of an old life. The essence of the day was distilled into one video clip, which was set to the rhythm of one song of Anthem about hard work and perseverance. Janelle talked in a breezy, even humorous voice as she recounted the procedure of offloading artifacts of the past. This final load, she recalled, was filled with odds and ends, things crammed hurriedly in the discombobulation of earlier migrations. This journey had been postponed because of weather and scheduling issues, but she embraced the opportunity as an opportunity to cram in a family celebration and other things that needed to be done. The dust settled, the battery drained. After pulling out the last thing, Janelle turned her back on the desert horizon that had once been the backdrop for her most painful struggles and toughest victories. Amidst this poignant internal growth, a second quiet but significant shift took place. New boundaries have been established over the ground that once represented a shared hope for many. Coyote Pass, the Brown family's longtime symbol of unity and mutual vision, has been formally redivided. A restructuring of ownership that accords with altered relationship is now accounted for in documents. The original plan of a few houses side by side and nights spent as a big united family no longer exists. The burden of actual life disconnection has now brought into disintegration those earlier idealistic and optimistic hopes. In officially giving over large land to the two women who earlier remained with him in spiritual solidarity, the original patriarch has acted. These moves were the consequence of determination, perhaps even legal pressure. With their name alone, strong and unaccompanied, Janelle and another ex-partner from the earlier arrangement now share half of an important parcel. Their titles are symbols of independence in this document. They are recognized only as women with valid claims and steadfast determination, no longer tied by marriage. Another work remains with the man who one day believed himself to be at the center of it all, and his solitary remaining friend from that shared past. This realignment does not encompass the title of the woman who initially departed. She was entirely excluded from the narrative by her own release years ago. Perhaps she felt comfortable with her own definition of home elsewhere. The image of a communal town, the shared sanctuary once whispered over dinner tables and family reunions, has disappeared. The packages are the quiet reminder of what every individual is and what could have been. While there are whispers of aspiration on the open spaces, there is space to grow as well, even if it happens autonomously now. Compromise and shrinking to accommodate another's vision is not part of Janelle's life anymore back in North Carolina. She begins her days with purpose, nurturing plants that require nothing but attention and sunlight to flourish. Her evenings are marked by peaceful hours of reflection, stories being read to children, and laughter. There is fresh life in the garden, and in her with each season. She is now her own master builder, designing a life that honors her past and her present choices. Her hands are full, but with instruments for making something lasting, not weights. Her heart is open to the beauty of presence and the hope of peace, not to carry on scars. Even as the world remembers her as a player in a grand narrative that was once shown on television and explored, Janelle knows that her true story now unfolds in the private spaces beyond the reach of cameras. She sows seeds that will sustain herself and her family in the rich soil of the community she has come to call home. She is no longer defined by the front pages. It is not the court documents or the stories of yesterday. It is the manner in which she enters into the life she has chosen intentionally and with an abundance of joy. And so the chapter Flagstaff ends with a hard and firm page turned instead of with sadness. A woman stepped into the limelight in a manner that caught many off guard in a serene part of the Carolinas, where life is a bit slower and the air has the scent of hot dirt and wildflowers. She is familiar to viewers after years of reality television, and she now has a life that is divorced from the messy interconnections of her past shared residence. She's going out in something far more unusual than glitter and shine. Simplicity. Janelle, who is decidedly famous for her role in an intricate, Family dynamic once made public, offered her fans a glimpse into who she really is. She gave us a glimpse of herself one morning lately, stripped of the makeup and the public persona facade. It was an unscripted moment that had more power than any episode ever could. Her hair back from her face, her skin warm from the healing, heat and a peaceful smile that spoke volumes. She leaned into the moment surrounded by the soothing warmth of an infrared haven. She wore an air of real peace instead of synthesized glitz or happiness. Something about that photo resonated deeply with individuals who had watched her ride out years of emotional turmoil on screen. She resorted to language that spoke of the greater path she's been walking in place of trendy hashtags or marketing flair when writing the caption on the photo. She had gone to the tune of soft light to soothe her anxieties and find herself again after a particularly difficult stretch of days. While the benefits are backed by studies, she admitted that the experience was more spiritual as a soul salve. She applied it as a way of regaining composure and reviving herself from the stress. The message struck a chord. Affectionate, uplifting, and benevolent remarks poured in, and there was an outpouring of gratitude among them that banked on her. Natural charm. Individuals noted the understated brilliance that radiated from her, likening her to classic characters who previously drew attention without trying on the part of herself, rather than comparing her to influencers or filtered icons of the present. Out. Of the responses, one believed stood out, a surprising comparison to the classic beauty of film sirens. Her calm demeanor, sun-bleached hair, and effortless elegance invoked memories of iconic blonde legends from a bygone era of Hollywood. Fans noted parallels to celebrities who were previously famous for their elegance and composure, their ability to command attention without saying a word. The echoes of such comparisons were not merely on the surface. Instead, they referenced a profound sense of confidence that is derived from being present, not the appearance of presence. Similarity was not what this moment was about. Resonance is what it is about. The want to discover fulfillment, redefine beauty on one's own terms, and be in one's truth without apology are all things others who watch her path saw as mirroring their own aspirations. Janelle's existence has not been easy. She had deliberately stepped away from systems that no longer served her once she got caught up in a network of relationships that took patience and sacrifice. It was hard for her to abandon a life bound by shared space and spiritual obligations. But once she had made that decision, she discovered freedom in reconstructing. She moved to a calmer setting with rolling hills and pine trees. She could unwind, here with her loved ones within reach and the hum of nature as her everyday background melody. Her child and her family around her, her life took on a new purpose. Away from survival towards growth, she sowed the seeds of a new venture with members of her family, a flower farm that took root in actual and spiritual soil. From the philosophy of rebirth and nurturing, the company went on to become greater than a source of livelihood.